Born into war, molded by discipline, and trained to know nothing but obedience, Sergeant Todd, 3465, has never questioned his existence. From infancy, he was shaped into the perfect soldier, ruthless, efficient, and devoid of emotion. His training was brutal, his purpose singular, to fight without hesitation, to obey without question. The weak were culled, the unworthy executed. But after decades of unwavering service, Todd faces the one enemy he was never trained to fight: obsolescence. In 2036, the world has changed. Colonel Maycomb, the mastermind behind Todd's training, unveils a new generation of soldiers, genetically engineered to be faster, stronger, and completely devoid of fear or hesitation. Unlike Todd and his squad, who had to earn their place through rigorous training and merciless conditioning, these new soldiers were designed to be superior from birth. Captain Church, Todd's commanding officer, refuses to accept that his men are outdated. He proposes a test, a brutal contest to prove that his veterans still have value. Todd, hardened by years of battle, steps forward. His opponent, Kane 607, is a monstrous creation of raw power and aggression. The fight is short but brutal. Todd manages to gouge out Kane's eye, but his victory is fleeting. Kane retaliates with overwhelming force, throwing Todd from a great height. His body crashes onto the corpse of a fallen comrade, cushioning his fall just enough to leave him unconscious but alive. Colonel Maycomb, unmoved by sentiment, orders Todd's body to be disposed of like garbage. He is presumed dead. Dumped on Arcadia 234, a desolate waste disposal planet, Todd awakens to a world entirely unlike anything he has ever known. The terrain is harsh, but survival is second nature to him. He pushes forward, wounded and alone, until he stumbles upon an unlikely sight: a settlement. The people here are not warriors, not soldiers. They are ordinary men, women, and children. They are survivors of a crash years prior, abandoned by the world and forced to build a life on a planet that was never meant to sustain them. Mace, a strong but kind-hearted leader, and his wife Sandra, wary yet compassionate, take Todd in. Their son Nathan is mute, traumatized by a snakebite as an infant. Todd does not understand their kindness. In his world, the weak do not survive, yet they offer him food, shelter, a place among them. But Todd is a product of war, and his presence disrupts the peaceful existence they have built. His instincts, honed by decades of training, see threats everywhere. His attempt to connect comes through Nathan. The boy, like Todd, is silent, observing more than he speaks. When a coiled snake threatens the child, Todd does not intervene. Instead, he forces Nathan to face his fear, to strike first, to survive. The lesson is one Todd learned long ago, but in this world, it is met with horror. The colonists are not warriors. They do not believe in violence. To them, Todd is dangerous. He is cast out, sent back into the wasteland. For the first time in his life, Todd experiences something new: rejection, loss, pain that is not physical but emotional. It is overwhelming, unfamiliar. For the first time in his existence, he cries. Alone once more, Todd faces the void. That night, as Mace and Sandra sleep, a snake slithers into their home, just as it did with Nathan. This time, however, the boy does not freeze. He does not run. He strikes first, just as Todd taught him. He survives. And in that moment, his parents understand. Todd's lesson was not cruelty, it was protection. They seek to bring him back, and then the real enemy arrives. Colonel Maycomb, seeing Arcadia 234 as an empty wasteland, chooses it as the perfect battleground for his new soldiers. They need live targets. The colonists, unaware, become prey in a brutal training exercise. The soldiers land, they hunt, they kill. Mace is the first to fall, gunned down in cold blood. But before he dies, he finds Todd. He tells him what is happening, and something inside Todd ignites. The soldier awakens. He has no army, no weapons, no reinforcements. But Todd has experience, and he knows this planet better than his enemies. He does not face them head-on. Instead, he becomes a ghost, striking from the shadows, setting traps, using the very landscape that was meant to bury him. One by one, the soldiers fall. Even Kane 607, the warrior who once bested Todd, meets his end in brutal hand-to-hand combat. The tide turns. Colonel Maycomb, realizing he has underestimated his discarded soldier, panics. In desperation, he orders his ship's crew, Todd's former squad, to plant and activate a doomsday device. He will destroy the entire planet rather than admit defeat. He gives the order to abandon the soldiers, leaving them to die. But Todd's squad, once treated as nothing more than tools, make a choice. They stand with Todd. They refuse to obey. Captain Church, the man who once led them, tries to protest, but Maycomb kills him without hesitation. It does not matter. His fate is sealed. Todd and his old comrades take control of the ship. They leave Maycomb and his aides behind, trapped on the doomed planet. In his final act of desperation, Maycomb tries to disarm the device, but his own arrogance seals his fate. The planet erupts in fire, consuming everything. For years, Todd was a soldier. Now, he is something more. A protector, a leader, a man. Sergeant Todd, 3465, was built for battle, but he was never meant to be forgotten.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.